All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to MLIO or MLIO as Samara is forcing me to call it. Okay, today we have two very special teams. It is Alchemy X versus Asiatic Cheeks. They used to be called Chicks, but now they've turned to some other name that I guess works. Okay, yeah, today with me is Samara here for the paneling. How are you feeling, Samara? How are you doing tonight?
I'm super tired. I've been up since like 3:30.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
very unfortunate.
Yeah.
But at least you're up to see this exciting game between these two teams. Yeah, I mean Alchemy X. Obviously, I know quite a lot about these guys. They were our sister squad when I was in DR. Well, in DR, they were DR2. I really like these players. They're really strong. And for Asiatic Cheeks, I don't know too much about these guys. What do you know?
I've seen the GG Bond guy playing a lot. I think I saw him playing jungle a few times, and he's kind of good. The rest of, I've
What?
actually never met them in classic or ranked, so not really sure. But as for Alchemy X, yeah, I do know Alchemy X. Like we've scrimmed with them quite a few times, so.
Okay, yeah. That's exactly right. So, okay, interesting bands coming out here already. It's going to be Joy and Diggy for Alchemy X, but Aurora and and X-Borg for Asiatic Cheeks here. I'm just going to call them the Cheeks. But yeah, Martis is open, and Alchemy X is going to snatch it up. Well, what do you think of this Aurora hero right now?
I mean, I played like only one match today, and it was with Aurora on my team and Aurora on enemy team, and I can tell you it was really, really annoying because she's like kind of OP now after the whole revamp. Makes me feel like I should play Aurora. I don't know, but yeah, I think it's a good ban.
All right, all right. Oh, and there it is, the Guinevere as well, picked up by the Cheeks. This here is still very, very strong. Has gotten a few consecutive nerfs, but is still so strong with that spatial migration, just being able to catch targets so easily, as well as the Xavier pick for Danielle. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty solid start to both of the drafts here. Obviously, this Martis pick is going to be quite strong in the early game, so maybe Alchemy X are either looking for this Martis to make space for a late game hero, or maybe they're just going to death ball it in and down anyway, as we have two setters for Alchemy X here. We're going to have this Minotaur with Minnow and Fury and the final slash coming out from Arlott. So we're going to see some big team fight sort of brawl action coming in from Alchemy X, I suppose.
Yeah, I would argue that on the side of Alchemy X, they have three really strong picks. I'm curious to see out.
I've been waiting for too long.
Ooh,
Okay,
I
so
like.
they swapped out for the MMR. They're going carry. I do like the carry pick.
Has she gotten that change with this new patch where she does less damage now unless you have lots of attack damage, or is that like still coming?
I'm not sure because I didn't read the patch notes yet. Like I've been super busy the entire day, but
Come on, Dexter. It's our show.
Oh, right.
not. I guess not because if it was, then they probably wouldn't have picked her here.
I know Doof is excited to see this revitalized Minotaur coming out here from Merlin. So I'm also keen to see that. Maybe some big healing with the flask of the Oasis, maybe. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. And already gonna see a Belleric pick. I actually recently looked at the win rates for like the heroes, and Belleric is actually one of the lowest win rate heroes right now. So that's a bit of interesting information to work with.
Chivalry is dead, and I will revive it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it's gonna go with the Belleric into the Minnow.
Yeah, I don't really know either. I mean, I think Minotaur might have a better time, I guess, because he does have that CC immunity with the Minnow
Yeah.
Fury. But other than that, yeah, I mean, we haven't seen the Nolan being picked out yet. I mean, GG Bond was maybe looking towards it. Obviously, that hero has been nerfed a bit with the no more CC removal from the Fracture. I think, yeah, they're not even going to commit for it. They're going to go for a Granger instead. But anyway.
I've actually seen GG Bond playing Granger, and he's a really good Granger.
Okay, so we'll have to look out for that. He's probably definitely a good Granger because he has the legend skin. But
I mean, I have legend skins too. I don't even play the heroes.
okay, but you're okay. Never mind. Anyway, Samara, what is your opinion? What are you thinking about this draft between these two teams?
For once, I'm gonna say that I think they're kind of evenly matched because I see a lot of potential on both teams. Like, there's a lot of setting potential on the side of Alchemy X. But if you look at the side of um, the cheeks, there's still quite a lot of damage that you have Gwyn to make things worse. You have the Belleric. I mean, his ult is so useful, so I don't know.
All right. Well, anyway, I think I'll leave it up to you to pass it to Mr. Doof and I. So thank you for the panel tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you guys, and yeah, I'm gonna hand you over to Seppi and Doof for the commentary.
Okay, hello guys, welcome back. I'm joking, I was just here. Doof, I mean, I guess I need to ask you the same question. How are you feeling about these two drafts? I mean, I think we have a sort of a clear game angle for Alchemy X at least. I can see their sort of, like what they're sort of planning to do. How well do you think they're going to do it? And will it be good enough to go against the Cheeks' draft?
All right. Welcome back, everyone, to MLIO Day 3. And to answer your question, Seppi, so that's for Alchemy X, right? So what we do need to look out for is that Nana. And I'm sure you know what damage Nana can do, you know, whether it's in a team fight or you know, like a solo kill. Definitely need to watch out for her damage. And also watch out for the Belleric. I'm not too, how can I say, against the Belleric pick, because remember there's a Arlot, there's a Martyrs there, right? And that taunt is really gonna you know, do its job for those initiating type heroes.
I mean, obviously, I'm gonna say the biggest thing against that matchup is that the Martyrs, he does have that Mortal Coil for the CC immunity, so he does have some player potential against the Belleric ulti. Not that I know what it's called. I think it's called the Wrath of Dryad. It's something like that. But yeah, I mean, he can play around it a bit with the Mortal Coil, but obviously, yeah, that's going to be some mind games between those two heroes. As we're going to see the turtle spawning out already. This is, I mean, both teams are raring to go here. We've got 2 level 4 heroes. The Usher's Teeth gets committed here, but the Spatial Migration onto Martyrs, not level 4 though. The Retribution does go to the Granger here, and he's getting, oh, it's actually going to be Martyrs picking up the first blood here before he goes down. So a bit of an interesting one, probably about equal sort of trade, but in the end, it does fall in favor to the Cheeks for securing the turtle. Anyway, bot lane Clint's struggling a little bit here, but does reach his level 4. Might be able to do a bit better here. But yeah, this Nana here, as you said, need to watch out for him. I mean, it's not only about the damage, it's about that AoE Melina Smooch. That's what that ability is called as well. To just lock down the target so effectively. I mean, I think that what's strong about it is that people just don't know, like, that it's an AoE now. As we're gonna see the snipe coming in from Xavier.
Yeah, I mean, look, you may say that Clint is struggling a bit on in his lane, but remember the minions are on his side. So Carrie is now open to ganks if she is trying to get her minions, you know, as we can see here. Look, the Mino is on his way.
Ooh, a bit of a man fight here, but I think Carrie's gonna maybe get sniped. Oh, Clint! He accidentally attacks the minion instead. Oh, goes for the play! But he misses out. I think he's gonna be retreating just about now, but the snipe coming from Xavier, Dawning Light, it does hit. But Clint, with the healing coming on from Minotaur, does just barely survive that. Ooh, so gonna see that Melina Smooch coming into play here. Goes against the Granger. That's a level 7 Granger, actually. He's been farming so fast. Wrath of Dryad comes out, does get the Minotaur out of this game for now. There's the Death Sonata coming in onto Nana. Flicker committed. I don't know if she has that Melina Blessing to work with at the moment. But here we go. Granger going straight in. GG Bond permits the Retribution. Maybe he gets to kill the Martyrs. Maybe he doesn't. Mortal Coil should be available soon. Dawning Light as well. But he's going to make it nice and safe. All right, dude, what are you thinking here? How is Alchemy X going to sort of just gain back their momentum back into this game? Because right now I feel like the Cheeks are just sort of just running them over just in terms of economy and just game sense.
I think they just really have to time their skills well. Like, look at this Arlot just suffering against this Guinevere, you know? And maybe try playing around the gold lane, because the carry with the Purify doesn't have that much in terms of mobility, and Minotaur and Martyrs could easily try and take her out.
Oh, there is. She's got the Thunderbolt, so she's going to try and dive the tower here, but she's going to take a bit too many hits.
I do
don't know if
believe that they nerfed tank carry.
Oh, so that nerf came through, you think? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So tank carry is nerfed and Linux jungle is nerfed.
I did see a sort of a statistic on it. I think it's like, I think she gets only 6% HP damage now, but it gets additional percentage the more attack damage you have. And I've seen, actually, if you have a Golden Staff and Corrosion Scythe, it's the same. With those two items, you have the same amount of the like that percentage. But anyway, going into this jungle raid here, we're going to see the Retribution does go out to GG Bond. Martyr's going to get caught up by the Wrath of Dryad here. He needs to be a bit careful, although Merlin's the one that's actually in the most danger here. He's going to get bursted down by this true damage going out from carry. As now, Alchemy X got quite punished for that raid.
Yeah, I tell you what as well. Tank Arlot also got nerfed, and we see Arlot here building tank. So there is that.
Yeah, death to the tank meta, please. So I'm all for that. Maybe this game is going to be the showcase for the death of the tank meta here. Oh, look at that damage from carry bot lane, though. It's actually insane, dude. Oh, top lane, though. Arlot gets taken down once again.
Yeah, I mean, with this nerf on Arlot, he doesn't regenerate. He regenerates HP on his second skill based on his attack. So it's not really working out right now for him, especially building tank.
Oh man, look at that damage coming out from carry here, just with a Thunderbolt, just shredding through this Merlin on his Minotaur. But I think they're gonna just have to get back here and relinquish yet another turtle to the side of the cheeks. That's going to be their third turtle, I believe. So now their lead is actually insane. It's almost a 5,000 gold lead. That's just more than that's more than a Blade of Despair's worth in disparity.
Oh, Clint in a bit of danger there.
Oh, yeah, he's just going to get completely blown up here. Dawning Light just shredding through his HP. Talking about Blade of Despair, actually, we're going to see Martis. Interesting build coming out from main here. Going for the tough boots into straight Blade of Despair. I mean, it's not that late. I've seen people go for Blade of Despair item first and get it like at 10 minutes or something. But he's got it now. He might be able to turn a few fights with this additional damage coming in from him. But look at Cheeks, man. They're just going straight in here. No Scum to go in here. And the Wrath of Dryad does come out, but the Destinata is going to be able to blow up the Minotaur. Maybe they get curtained, or what's his name? I don't know really right now. But the Nana, the Medina Blessing is not going to keep us safe for too much longer here. Oh, there it is. Actually, Clint commits the flicker. Does get the shutdown kill and carry, though. Oh. So yeah, I mean it's a surprise. It's actually quite surprising what sort of the game state here. I mean, looking at the Alchemy X's draft, I mean they're just really all about going into the early game, but they got punished for even trying to. So I don't really know what sort of went wrong. Or maybe, as you said, they weren't layering their skills too beautifully. I guess we haven't seen a really good set from Merlin with the Minoan Fury just yet. So maybe that's a factor to consider.
There is that, but there's also the Arlot struggling against the Gwyn, just in lane, and maybe they should swap lanes. I'm not really too sure on what they could do at this point of the game.
Oh man, just that range of damage, dude. He's level 13. That's a 3-level jungle difference, let alone the rest of his team. So he's going to smack with those basic attacks. I mean, look at that damage. Final Slash does come out, but it's only onto Curtain. So, oh, Minotaur, he's in so much danger here. I think he's just going to get blown up once again. The Destinata comes out once as well. And now, Alchemy X are just forced into their base. As they'll probably go and start heading towards Lord just about now. I don't see a reason why they wouldn't. But yeah, I mean, geez, I think what we're looking towards is like some sort of Final Slash play into the towers in order to hold the high ground. I don't believe main is making the best decision here by walking out the tower right now. But He'll get back nice and safe.
Yeah, I think the Arlot, the Minotaur, and the Martyrs should just focus on trying to delay the game as much as possible, and that's when the Nana and the Clint come into play, and try and get them a nice comeback.
I mean, I could see a world in where Nana's second skill actually like catches a bunch of them, you know, and then that would be the thing that sets up that beautiful final slash, maybe. So we'll just have to wait and see that. I mean, look at that. I mean, she's transforming 2 targets. If they group up into this high ground, maybe they could get a really good one here. But anyway, final slash does come out, but it only lands on minions, unfortunately. Lord smack into the tower, no fury with the flicker. Does land on 2, but there's not much follow-up.
Yeah, I think
But they do
Minotaur needs to be a bit more upfront to get a set in that type of situation. He was behind the team there for a good portion of that fight.
Yeah, a bit of an interesting one. I think he does need to just relax, you know, in situations like this. Gotta relax and wait for that perfect opportunity, because that's what you need to turn this game. But yeah, oh my god, look at that damage. Clint has to commit the flicker as well. It's a good thing he went for that rose gold meteor. He would be out.
Yeah, for sure.
But I guess that's just a problem in itself, you know. If you go for rose gold meteor first, I mean, where was your damage that you might have needed in lane, you know? But anyway, it's all up to speculation at that point. But yeah, it looks like we're gonna see a big sieging attempt from the Cheeks here, as Alchemy X they're not gonna let their towers fall too easily.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they need to focus on, but look at the pressure that Asiatic Cheeks is putting on them. They can't really leave the base.
God, look at that damage from Dawning Light. It just half houses the Nana there as well. Oh, Granger maybe gets a snipe. Oh, it was close. Very close onto that Clint, who I cannot pronounce.
I do
name.
believe they're gonna get that bottom inhibited turret there.
Yeah, I mean, Xavier was just doing a beautiful job of just zoning them, making them low health, so they had to retreat to the base, and then they just sneak that tower. So that's good synergy coming on from the Cheeks. Hopefully they'll keep it up and secure the win for themselves. Here we go, when the Mo Fury does come out, does land onto 2, but the Brighter Dryad is going to control up the rest of the members of Alchemy X. Arlot's in the back lines here, just dashing around. Doesn't really get to do much else other than that, as Guinevere gets a solo kill for herself with the Violet Requiem as well. And I feel like this game is just about to end. I don't know if Main can defend this just on his own. I mean, he does have the Nana, but she's running low as well. And all the towers are gone. It's just gonna be up to them to just push the towers here. As I believe game 1 will go to the Cheeks in this best of 3 series.
Victory!
Yeah,
I mean
beautifully played by Asiatic Cheeks. Just you know, showing their dominance from the early game all the way to the end of the game, not giving Alchemy X a chance at a comeback. You can see how they were choking Alchemy X in their base, not allowing them to come out and get any farm. So there was that as well. But I mean, they were getting farm from the minions, but it's not enough if you can't exit your base, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, you're 100% right. As I said, I was very surprised about that sort of mid-early game state. As like the Alchemy X did have the tools to sort of fight back, but they were being quite aggressive. I guess that might have been a mistake in the way that maybe you picked these early game heroes to rather maybe defend your early game rather than push it. That might have been an answer for them to do. But I mean, they gave it their all. They tried to push their advantage with early game heroes, but it just didn't work out, unfortunately. But yeah, Doof, would you want to maybe take the panel for this next part? Okay. Well, no, I don't want to take a break. I just thought I might mix it up a bit, you know.
All right.
All right. So yeah, I guess I'll transition into the question for Samara. For what do you think happened in this game?
Okay. Okay. Firstly, I saw Minnow not really utilizing his ult as much. Like, he wasn't making the most use out of it. he wasn't initiating and making the sets that his team needed because, I mean, if he was able to make a set and maybe CC at least 3 of them, Nana could have come in with more CC and, you know, they could have at least got a few kills, but then that didn't really work out for them. And Arlott was kind of using his CC on minions quite a lot. I wasn't really sure what to make of that. And I feel like Alchemy X was being a little too passive. Like they were not being aggressive. I mean, Nana is a hero that you can actually be a bit aggressive on. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel you can because you know she has her passive to always fall back on. But Nana wasn't being played aggressively, but on the side of Asiatic Cheeks, there was a lot of teamwork. They have good synergy, and yeah, they really utilized their hero strengths in the end. The Bellowing into the minnow was actually a good idea for them, because they were able to like capitalize on the CC that he provided them and the tankiness as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Samara. I think even though Arlott was struggling in lane and whatnot, I do think that maybe even a change of spell would have benefited him and the team, because what could have happened is that he could follow up on the Minotaur's sets, the flicker sets, with his own flicker, but now that he has Petrify, he couldn't really do that.
Just who's missing from the lobby? Oh, okay. Who's here? Maybe. Okay, and then we're getting straight into the second game.
Your team is banning.
Okay, jumping in to the draft phase of the second game. Hoping to see some Guinevere bans here. But we do see the Diggy ban, which means we might be seeing Guinevere, Minotaur, Tigreal. That's usually at the top 3 picks that I think of.
Your team is banning.
And then, yeah, we do see the Martyrs being banned out. Don't really want to give that into the hands of the enemy. Makes the early game that much harder. But was there Barat being banned last game?
No, there was no Barat ban.
That's weird. I would have thought that would have been a priority pick, to be honest with you. And then we do see the Xbox being banned.
Yeah, I mean, Xbox is super annoying. I don't want to deal with him on XP lane. Yeah, I think it's also worth noting that everyone on Asiatic Cheeks has like a Chinese flag except Dark. Dark is like a traitor over there.
Yeah, for sure. I think we need to sponsor a flag change card. Oh, a Granger ban. Would you look at that?
Yeah, I don't think they want to deal with GG Bond's Granger. Like I said, he is actually a really good Granger. I do remember him playing that. Oh, but they did leave the Aurora open. We do see that being picked up.
Yeah, I mean, for Aurora in a 5-man setting, I do believe that she is really difficult to kill, especially with her new passive that's in there. And the amount of stuns, eh? I did play her like 2 times today. So the majority of her damage actually comes from her first skill. So you could possibly run cooldown reduction to be more of a support. I mean, it doesn't really take away much from her damage because remember you'd be spamming that the first skill every like 2 seconds or so. And then we see Xavier being picked up by Alchemy X and the Wenman and Tammuz by Asiatic Cheeks. I think the best thing to do here for Alchemy X is actually flex Ruby to roam and pick up the Phobius to kind of counter that Wenman.
Your team is banning.
See the Hanabi being picked up. You know, I'll be honest with you, I don't really like this hero. She's like, if you don't know what else to pick, just pick her.
I mean, I kind of think she's good, especially like in team fight. I think she's kind of good.
Your team is banning.
Yeah, and I do think that she can win her lane if the person she's fighting doesn't really know how to fight against a Hanabi, because her poke can do quite a lot of damage over time.
I might not be a lighted man, but I do know my trade.
Oh, we do see the Barrett's being banned in this match.
Yeah, the Barret's being banned, that's understandable. I guess it's just that early game pressure, I'll assume. And Alchemy X locking in that Balmond, missing out on their last ban. But we might just see a tanky jungler here. Possibly. I mean, they do have the Diggy banned, so they can go Tigreal, they can go Minotaur. You know, there's a lot of options. Oh, Carmilla even. I think they want to try and make a combo with Aurora and Carmilla.
I mean, I think that would work, but they're not very tanky this time, you know. But I mean, I guess because of, you know, the way that they play, they're not really banking on much tankiness. They're banking on more damage this time.
By a bird call, I was led to the underworld.
Samus, yeah.
Should King Yama tremble?
Mm.
You gotta ask the question, dude. What?
The question.
The mighty question, Samara, what draft, whose draft do you prefer?
Okay, this time I'm gonna say. Okay, I actually do prefer the draft of Asiatic. Not just based on their draft, but also based on their synergy and their teamwork. You know, I think in the last match they really proved how much they can work together and stuff. So I think my money's on them for this match. Even though I don't think they're super tanky or anything, I think that they have a lot of damage, and they have good heroes in every lane. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait and see what happens.
Yeah, that's what all of us will have to do. But handing it over to myself and Seppi.
Handing it over straight away, we're gonna see a flicker hook coming out from Franco here in the middle lane. It's gonna be a first blood for Nolan straight off the bat. Now, dude, let me tell you, I have not actually played any games today. I have not seen this Aurora in work in the normal server, so I'm quite excited to see it actually for the first sort of time here. If I could give you my general opinions of what I think this hero sort of does in this meta right now, is I feel like even like in a 5-man setting, you know, she's actually crazy because she can freeze towers. Like, what is that?
Yeah, she can freeze any tower except the base turret. That's the important information that you need to know.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see the freeze coming in quite useful already. I mean, look, she's just freezing up. I feel like that second skill actually quite like, it's not too unreliable actually with the freeze. It's a nice instant sort of stun, and paired with a hero like Nolan, I feel like you're gonna be really just like setting up your team really nicely here. Oh, Wanwan, a bit of danger here. Barman going in. Oh, the hook dives. What? The hook assist dodge. coming in from the Merlin, but nonetheless, they do take her down. Mr. Chinese man, name number 2. No, we can. He's the one. He's the only one with a Chinese name, actually, other than GG Bond, but he's got an English name as well. Oh, the fracture coming in the mid lane. It's gonna just blow up this this Xavier here. Got caught out of position a bit here. This Nolan here, as you said, probably is gonna be a bit nerfed here with the stun removal. Although fracture has had a significant reduction in cooldown. So now I feel like instead of like sort of being a menace in like the whole game, you can just play this really like agile sort of pick-off hero, and I feel like it's still gonna be good. As we're gonna see, Main is a bit of danger here. He's not gonna be able to secure the turtle because he's getting chased by this Aurora. Goes down to a basic attack.
I mean, I'll tell you what though, I personally prefer the old Aurora. Okay. To be honest, but for this one, like I told Samara earlier, the main source of damage will be the first skill. The ultimate does do its fair share, but we do see the Ruby getting killed off by the Nolan in a 3-man gank there. But yeah, like I said, the main damage comes from the first skill. The ult does its fair share, but it has about a 40-second cooldown, so definitely need to bide your time for it. Look for a good opportunity. Remember, it has a bit of a delay. I'm not sure if you've seen it yet.
Yeah, no, I've seen.
Yeah. So enemies can escape from it.
Yeah. But I feel like with the help of her Camilla, you know, it's gonna be a bit easier to hit. But I mean, I guess I need to disagree with you here. The problem I had with the old Aurora was she just played way too similarly to Eudora.
Oh, that is true.
Oh, actually, we're gonna see the fracture coming in onto the bottom lane here. Shirashia is gonna get Yasha. I mean, gonna get blown up by this Nolan. Was surviving quite a long time with that spell vamp or lifesteal or whatever. But Balan's blue buff was taken away from him. He's gonna go for the Nolan's blue buff here. Should be able to secure it for himself quite nicely. Although look at that level gap between junglers. That's pretty crazy for 4 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, he is what, like 600 gold ahead, the Nolan. So definitely the Balmond is in a bit of a disadvantage and a bit of danger. He's getting killed off by the fracture.
Damn, that fracture is really doing so much damage, and it's being, as I said already, it's being set up so nicely by that Aurora second skill. I have not learnt the names of the skills yet, guys, so I will soon. I know that the old ult was called Cold Destruction, but now it's probably different. I guess we might as well call it the Cold Destruction for now, as you can see Aurora picking up a kill for herself. Yeah, I mean, I think she's doing really well for this team so far.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not sure if you know this already, but Liam taught me this actually. You see that bit of ice by her level, by the HP?
Oh, don't tell me. I can guess. That depends on if her passive is up or not, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's quite a nice skill indicator. Yeah, we'll be able to know when she has it or not. I feel like the enemies should be able to also see it. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they can. Yeah.
Okay, so look at this gank in the bottom lane. I mean, they keep going for this Ruby. She's not the easiest kill, but they bring 4 members and just blow her up, man. I mean, if you need to kill a Ruby, I think that's one way to do it. As we're gonna see Wanwan going in here. Oh, the bloody hunt with the lethal counter. There it is, just punished. As Turtle spawning up in 70 seconds, might have a bit of downtime here, but Nolan, I think he's going to be able to blow up this Hanabi here. He should have the mobility to get on top of her. Oh, misses up the first basic attack on Nolan. Now it's a bit of a disadvantage when going in on her, and there's no bloody hunt though. Maybe he doesn't even get the kill, maybe he gets the kill. There's the cold distraction coming in. It does land on the Franco here. It's going to be a double kill for this Aurora. So they can only just stand there and watch, as now Duck's going in with the Carmilla. Is not even going to die. Going into the tower, it's a godlike for Mr. GG Bond. And now, look at that goal difference at only 6 minutes in.
Yeah, I definitely think Phobius was the pick here, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, yeah. I mean, it would have decently countered the one when would have countered the Nolan. Okay, listen, I feel like Phobius is not the best counter for Nolan, or they're talking about countering Nolan. He's going to just get blown up. Cold Destruction is going to be a bit late. My voice did not crack. You didn't hear that. But yeah, he couldn't remove any of that CC. He couldn't remove that hook with his ult anymore. So does pay for it by getting hooked there.
I mean, that could be a start, you know, of a comeback. Let's see what Alchemy X is brewing.
Yeah, what alchemist sort of potions are they brewing? You're entirely right. Maybe Merlin can tell us. Oh, the flicker hook! It messes up a bit here, lands on the turtle, unfortunately. As now, I think Asiatic Cheeks, they're just going to be able to secure this with that high-level retribution. Cold Destruction, it comes out onto 3! Look at that damage from Nolan. It's going to be a double kill for the Stammers of all people, actually. And now, Ruby on the Shiro Yasha is just going to get blown up as well. I feel like this ult is, like, not easy to dodge, you know.
Yeah, in a teamfight setting, it's definitely not easy to dodge, but in a 1v1, it's relatively simple if you have your skills available to you.
I feel like it's just hard to dodge just because it's not, well, for two reasons. Well, one, because it's like not the most visible thing. It starts off small, you know? It's like, is it going to come out or is it not? But by the time you realize it's coming out, it's like already expanded and it's already going to sort of smack. But and then the second thing is that the area is quite big as well that it affects.
Yeah, I do think that if you manage to successfully hit your second skill with the Aurora, you should be able to get them with your ult as well.
And there's the hook. Oh,
I don't think there'll be any downtime between those two skills.
Yeah, it's going to be up to Merlin to get those beautiful hooks, especially onto that Nolan now that he has no Purify. But now, Duck's going to go in, but it's going to be the one first. GG Bond will go in before her and take out that Hanabi with that insane burst damage. But actually, Alchemy X does get a kill onto the Stammers. That's not a bad kill to come back with. He was doing very well in this game.
I suppose, but they'll trade it off with the Ruby.
And the hook's going to come out, but Alchemy X, they're on the back foot still. I mean, there's too many members of the Cheeks here. The Cold Destruction comes out, the monster kill for this Aurora. If someone can tell me the name of the new Aurora ulti, I can stop calling it its old name. But yeah, I mean, it's hard, man. It's Alchemy X, they just need to try and focus, try and relax, and now Balmond is unfortunately not going to be able to relax much longer, I believe. Well, I mean, he is going to relax, right? He's on a death timer.
Yeah, I think Aurora is proving herself quite useful in this game. I mean, she has 2 reliable stuns and they last a reasonable duration.
Well, I feel like she has 1 reliable stun, right? That's like the ult is not reliable. I guess you could argue. It's more like it needs a bit of setup.
I mean, paired with the Carmilla ult, it's pretty much guaranteed, no?
Yeah,
it's a bit hard to miss 2 ultimates.
But that's not what makes it reliable, if you know what I mean. But anyway, we can argue about that another time. As for now, it's going to be the Cheeks collapsing into the middle lane here. I feel like they should have a decent time of doing this, although it is up to Merlin to fish out some important kills to maybe defend their high ground with. It is a bit of a repeat of the first game where Alchemy X, they're just locked in their base, can't really do anything but walk in circles and just twiddle their thumbs. As the Lord is going to walk down the mid lane, but that's a decent hook to start off with. It's going to be a bloody hunt onto the Thammers. I think he's going to make it out though. Oh my god, it's going to be a killing spree, double kill for this Aurora. The Wind of Nature is going to keep this Hanabi safe. No, it's not. It's going to get blown up by the Fraction. I think it's a Balmond Savage angle.
Well, maybe not a Savage, but I think it pretty much proves my points about Aurora's ultimate being quite reliable paired with the Carmilla. Don't you think so?
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's not reliable unless you have setup like the Carmilla is what I mean, you know?
Right.
What I mean by reliable is just by itself, you know?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
not really that reliable.
for sure.
But I mean, look at that Aurora, dude. Look, it's 40% damage, going 8-0 and 13. I mean, guys, I guess this is the new ban for this meta.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's the battle of the mages this game. 41%, 40%, you know. It is like Harry Potter type stuff. But yeah, I mean, it was a pretty good game. I just think I can't get over them missing out on that phobias, eh? I really can't. There's the Nolan, there's the Wen. I think he would have survived more. What's his name? Shiroyasha. He would have been able to survive more in his lane if he just picked up that that Phobius and was juking them with those ultimates. But it's something they need to consider moving forward.
But anyway, that is the end of this game and this best of 3 series. It's going to be 2-0 to the Cheeks, and they will proceed through the group stages with a very dominant performance of Alchemy X. Yeah, I think that is just about wrapping it up. I believe it's going to be back to Samara. I need to go for now, so I'm just going to leave it up to you, Doof and Samara, to close this up.
Alright, sure. See you, man.
No, see you, Seppi.
Alright, Samara, one question before we end off. What did you think of the games?
Well, I think firstly, Asiatic Cheeks has proven themselves to be one of the powerhouses in our server. Their gameplay was beautiful. Their teamwork was amazing. They have such good synergy. And yeah, I think they played such a good game. And on the side of Alchemy X, I would say that it's not that they were bad, but I feel somehow the draft wasn't how do I say it? It wasn't like coherent. I couldn't really see the vision that they were going for in terms of their draft. And yeah, also they didn't really utilize the skills much. Like I didn't really see Franco making any good hooks this time. Like I know he did hook someone once, but he ended up hooking the Thammers underneath the tower, but also didn't end well for them. Yeah, and he was trying to hook someone in the bush, but hooked past the bush at one time. I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah. So I think they just probably need to practice a little more on their heroes, and then also focus more on counters. Like you did say, they missed out on that Phobius pick. Like I know for the 1-1 and the Nolan, the Phobius would have been such a good pick, and yeah, they missed out on that. But anyways, GG's to both teams. And yeah, it doesn't mean that Alchemy X is out, because it is still the group stages, so they will be playing, I think, 2 more matches, and then of course it's point based, so top 2 teams from each group will be going forward.
All right, so there is that, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely we'll be looking out for Asiatic Cheeks in the coming games, hoping to see the same type of performances that they put up for us today. But anyways, we'll see you next time, and thanks for supporting. Good night.